With Volvo's groundbreaking new EX30 on the horizon, is it a replacement for the XC40? Well, no. The EX30 is smaller than the XC40 Recharge, and it will be a bit cheaper too, with the starting price of €38,000. Both cars will occupy the subcompact end of the SUV marketplace. With the EX30 on a shorter wheelbase and 6.5 inches of ground clearance, the EX30 will also be rated to tow £2,000, which is the same as the Recharge twins. So we will continue to have the Volvo XC40, which for now is available in multiple versions, from classic petrol, plug-in hybrid, and this fully electric version. Unfortunately, the electric version does lose out on some rear passenger space due to the transmission tunnel, which obviously it doesn't need. There are also two different body shapes, from the classic SUV shape to the C40 Coupe. Competition comes in the form of the BMW iX1, Audi's Q4 e-tron, Kia's EV6 and Skoda's Enyaq. The official WLTP range of the single motor version is 467 kilometers. The Volvo XC40 Recharge comes with two different configurations, with a choice of the single motor or the dual motor model. On this ultimate model, it comes with a heat pump which acts primarily as a range extender. It helps to save battery power when it's cold outside by moving the thermal energy from either the ambient air or the battery, and it releases the energy to heat up the cabin. The heat pump helps to save electric energy at a temperature range from around 5 degrees up to 25 degrees, while also supporting the air conditioner to increase the efficiency. It can also help warm or cool the battery to optimise performance and range during long trips or heavy loads. With a 130 kilowatt charging capacity, it results in a slower 10 to 80% top-up time than the dual motor 200 kilowatt hour version. Charging from a home wall box takes around 11 hours. The entry-level single motor version comes with an 82 kilowatt hour lithium-ion battery and a range of up to 460 kilometers from a full charge. Some of the more subtle design changes over the regular XC40 include door linings and carpets that are now made from 90% recycled plastic bottles. Some extra paint finishes are also available, along with new 19 and 20-inch alloys. It comes with LED headlights, rear parking sensors, wireless smartphone charging, but not wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, DAB radio, keyless entry and start, hands-free powered boot lid, automatic wipers and textile trimmed seats. The ultimate version adds a panel roof which opens, power folding headrests which are handy when using the full boot space, and safety kits such as side impact protection and pedestrian and cyclist detection. From a standstill, it will reach 100 km an hour in around 7.4 seconds, although the instant torque from the electric motor makes it feel a little bit faster. It's only really noticeable when you push hard away from a junction or when accelerating out of a tight bend. The main update for 2023 saw the single motor version swap from front wheel drive to a sportier rear wheel drive setup, and power increased slightly to 235 brake horsepower. The suspension feels firm, but not in a sporty way. The ride is refined and makes for plain sailing at motorway speeds. Potholed roads can cause it to be restless. Grip is good on wet and leaf-lined roads. The steering is heavy and can be adjusted in one of two ways, both making the car feel bigger than it is, no matter which setting you choose. It all makes for a very settled and grown-up driving style.
most things these days in new cars, everything is run from the touchscreen. You do have some external buttons such as the volume, pause, play, fast forward, and some air conditioning, front demister and your rear demister, but everything else, as you can see, is run from this Google operated OS. It's a bit older now, especially when you jump from the Renault system, which seems to have the latest Google OS. This seems just a little bit older. It's not intuitive. There's a lot of different settings, not too many. For example, if you want to turn lane assist off, if you want to go into off-road mode, lane keeping assist stays off, which was magnificent. And one pedal drive, you can use it in the city if the traffic's heavy, but the rest of the time I would advise leaving one pedal drive off because it just gives your passengers a very seasick feeling. And steering feel is firm anyway, so you really don't need to make it any firmer. You've also got Wi-Fi, excellent Harman Kardon sound system. And within the controls section, if you want to turn off the car's power and to ensure that you're saving as much energy as possible, you have to go into controls for some reason, not driving, but controls, and power it off from here. And you will save some energy if you're just sitting in the car, because as long as you pull up, stop, and you remain sitting in the seat, the power will remain on. Google Maps, you've got your local fueling stations, as in your charging stations, because this is of course the XC40 Recharge. It's an electric car, so it will tell you where the nearest charging stations are and whether they are fast chargers or not, and how frequently they've been used recently. There's access to your apps. It took a while for the Bluetooth to hook up on my phone. You've got your wireless charging pad straight down here, and it hooks up via Bluetooth, but it isn't wireless Apple CarPlay, so that's a bit of a shame. It seems, again, a missed opportunity. So there's Apple CarPlay, so you do have to plug it in using USB-C. You've got your Play Store, so you can access a few more apps if you wish. But overall, as I say, it's a simple looking menu, but not intuitive.
Even with that low centre of gravity, there's still some body lean into the corners, and you don't get any paddles behind the steering wheel to adjust regenerative braking. If you really want to, you can switch between coasting or one pedal driving, but mostly I left one pedal off as it can leave passengers feeling a little seasick. The driver's 12-inch digital instrument cluster is simple and has a small selection of views available, such as sat-nav directions if you're using the XC40 system, along with the range and the remaining battery range percentage. The audio system is powered by a 600-watt Harman Kardon digital amplifier, which pumps out great sounding music through 12 speakers, as well as an air-ventilated subwoofer. In the back, the seats split 60-40, there's around 452 or 1,328 litres of boot space, and there's a deep extra compartment under the floor. The tailgate opening is a square shape, and while the boot space is the same as any other version of the XC40, the only time you lose out on any passenger space is due to the transmission tunnel, which is unnecessary in an electric car. Volvo have also made good use of the space under the bonnet with an extra 31 litres of frunk space, where you can put the charging cables or other small items. The XC40 Recharge is a comfortable, pleasant electric car with a very Swedish design and family-friendly interior. The move to rear-wheel drive makes it slightly more fun and efficient, but with the Google OS it's starting to feel a little dated. It has that luxury appeal, but comes with a hefty price tag.